welcome to our first installment of Clyde's Coffee Break. Donna and I are very excited to be bringing you this weekly local real estate market update. Now, before we get started, first of all, does everybody have their cup of coffee so we can take a break and go over this real estate information? And before we get started, I just wanted to let everybody know my camera person for all of these events will be my business partner and lovely wife, Donna. Now, with our first installment this week, instead of burying everybody under a mountain of real estate jargon and statistics, we're going to keep this installment at the county level. We'll be looking at Camden, Burlington, and Gloucester Counties. And then starting next week, we'll be zeroing in and zooming down onto local towns and neighborhoods. And each week we'll do a different town and neighborhood as we move forward. So, this week, to get started, we're going to be bringing you some good news and some bad news. It depends on the county we're looking at. So, we're going to get started right now. Let me go over some real estate jargon so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. As we move forward in these weeks, one of the terms you'll be hearing me use is market accumulation. So I guess to explain to everybody what that is before we get started. When we say market accumulation, we're looking at the total number of houses currently for sale. And that number is divided by the average number of homes that go to settlement each month. So if there's 1,000 homes for sale in Burlington County, and on average we settle 100 of those transactions, we have a market accumulation of 10. Now that's 100 divided by 1,000 equals 10. The 10 equates out to months as far as market accumulation is concerned. What we're looking at there is if no other homes came on the market as of today, and we maintain the average number of settlements, it would take 10 months to sell those 1,000 homes that are currently listed. When we look at a market accumulation number, we're looking for the balance in the market. 5 is considered a neutral market. Anything below a 5, which would be the height of the market where we were in 04 to 07, is considered a seller's market. Matter of fact, at the height of the market, we were at 1.2 in market accumulation. Anything above a 5 is considered a buyer's market. So you're going to hear that term a lot. We use it to figure out where we're at, what the market looks like in particular neighborhoods, developments, and towns. So let's get started. Let me grab some of our statistics here. And as we take a look at Burlington County, and we're going to look at a comparison between January 2010 and January 2011. Excuse me. Our total number of sales is actually up year over year between January 2010 2011. We're up 6.94%. That's a positive. Our average sales price is actually off slightly, a little less than 1%. We're at $248,000 on our average sales price. Our days on market has actually gone down slightly. 2011, we're looking at 113 days average on market. In 2010, we were looking at 117 days. Our market accumulation numbers are up also. 2010, we were looking at 11.5. It's 11 and a half months market accumulation. 2011, we're looking at 12.5. Now, some of the positive notes in Burlington County, and we're going to look back historically here a little bit. The height of the market in Burlington County at the very peak was in June of 2007. At that point, we hit an average sales price of $325,000. Now, we're obviously well off that mark now. In January of 2011, we're off slightly less than $100,000 on an average sales price number. We're at $248,000 right now. Now, that seems like a big negative, but the positive here is the market in Burlington County has stabilized. We're not falling anymore. Out of the last 25 months, 10 of those months, we've stayed within a tight range of $245,000, $252,000. So we've stabilized out. I would venture to say we're at bottom. I don't necessarily think we're going to be ticking up anytime soon, but we've definitely hit the bottom in Burlington County. Now that varies from town to town, and we'll get into that as the weeks move forward, but that's a positive note here. The low point that we hit in this market was $237,000, and we hit that in March of 2009. So we're well above the low point at $239,000. We're stabilizing right around $250,000. So that's a good point. When we look over to Camden County, the news actually gets a little bit better, believe it or not. Camden County, although our average sales have gone down from 186,000 units in 2010 to 156 in 2011, that's a 14% drop, we've actually seen a stabilization in our average sales price. 2010, we had an average sales price of $203,000. So far, for January of 2011, we're looking at an average sales price of $199,000. So for all intents and differences, that's an unchanged number. But the positive note here is, in 2009, 2 years ago, that average sales price was $180,000. So we've come up drastically from the low point of $180,000, sitting just under $200,000 at $199,000. When we look back at Camden County historically, the high point for Camden County, that peak in the market, that high point before everything fell apart for us all, and we all started seeing the gloom and doom on the news, was in August of 2007. At that point, we saw an average sales price of $244,000. Now, we did hit a low, which was $180,000 in January of 2009, but we have steadily stayed above that number ever since 2009, and we've hovered right around the $200,000 mark. We've actually seen a couple upticks in the average sales price. So looking at Camden County on a historical basis and looking forward, I would say we've definitely bottomed out, and we've actually moved up from the bottom of the market, and we're seeing not just a stabilization, but we're seeing a good solid market in Camden County moving forward. When we look at our average days on market, they've held pretty strong. We've been, 2010 we were at 61 days, 2 months, which is very good in this market. 2011 we're at 73 days. So again, not a major change one way or another. So Camden County looks very positive and very strong. So if you're in Camden County, you can feel good about your home and your neighborhood. Burlington County, you can feel confident that moving forward things are definitely getting positive. If you live in Gloucester County or have some friends and relatives who live in Gloucester County, the news isn't quite as good for down there. When we look at Gloucester County, at the height of the market, that's where most of the building boom went on. So looking historically at Gloucester County hit its high point in August of 2007, an average sales price of $269,000. Gloucester County, as of January, hit its low point. January 2011 so far was the lowest point, an average sales price of $201,000. It's been on a steady decline with no upward ticks since that 2009 point. So we still see a falling market in Gloucester County. We haven't touched the bottom yet. Unless we start to see some stabilization over the next quarter, we would still anticipate a falling market there and prices dropping. Our market accumulation down in Gloucester County is 14.6. So a little bit more than 14.5 months to sell everything that's currently listed in Gloucester County. It assumes no other homes go for sale. So Gloucester County, not real positive. Burlington County, it's looking good, and Camden County is looking spectacular. It's actually leading the pack right now. So that's our market update, and that's our Clyde's Coffee Break in our first installment. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative to you and you picked up a couple points there and you feel a little bit more comfortable or get a better feel for your local real estate market. Next week we're diving a little bit deeper. We'll pick out a couple towns and a few neighborhoods and we'll start digging into them and see if they've hit bottom or if they're ticking up, and look for where we see the positive lights in the South Jersey market. This is Steve and Clyde with Team Clyde at RE/MAX Connection in Marlton, and thanks for tuning in to Clyde's Coffee Break.